point of view, another important topic is installation, seal, unseal and login process. So as in the previous session we have seen the architecture. Vault is having a core layer and which has a storage layer where all the secrets will store, which will be internal storage or external, any RDBMS cloud or any database. Other one is a secret engine where you can store various types of secrets by using a vault. And vault has an authentication and policy mechanism where you can use, these are the ways you can log into the vault, and each will have a policies for authorization point of view. And also vault have audit capabilities where you can export the audit into the various other audit systems. So this is the architecture for a one single vault system. So let's say I have a one Linux or any of the vault server and I wanted to install, I wanted to use. So first step is you will install a vault server. Second step is a vault configuration. Then your vault is ready. Now first installation point of view, yes, you will install as per the documentation. You will go to the vault and go to the docs and in the search install vault. So install vault, if you just click here, right, and the Linux package, and you will be able to see all the steps how to do and all, right. So second is once you install, vault is good, but the thing is here configuration. This is one of the major step where you will be configuring a storage, listener, telemetry, replication, etc. So this is the step where you have to configure, and once it is done, then your vault is ready to proceed further. Next, vault configuration. So in the previous slide we have seen that this configuration is the most important, right? So what exactly this is? Configuration is like it's a HCL or JSON file. Yes, like any system, any software you install, it must requires a configuration. So here HCL or JSON file, it is located in etc vault d vault.hcl. You can configure JSON as well. And how it looks, this is the file, and the bunch of looks like a Terraform script. Yes, it's a hcl.hcl. Now next is, these are the all the configuration settings with respect to the vault server. Now so whoever is installs the vault server, that user will have a only write and execute permission, whereas others doesn't have this permission. If you want other Linux users want to have a permission, then you need to enable this, set this environment variable. And now look at the vault configuration. Here storage file, storage console means I wanted to provision a vault server by using a file storage, this one. And if you wanted to store the vault as a backend, as a console, then you install the console on the local server. Console runs on a 8500 and you give here. So here for the demo reference point of view, I have given a both, but if you are using a file, then console won't be there. If you are using a console, then file won't be there. Then replication, yes, you wanted to replicate and you wanted to expose as a TCP or HTTPS. See, if you wanted to expose your vault server as a HTTPS, then you need to pass a TCP certificate for key file and cert file, TLS cert. So these are come by default, but if you have a own domain like xyzexample.com, that domain specific certificates you have to sign it and put it here. Then telemetry is a metrics. If you wanted to expose the vault server metrics, so all this you will configure and go to the documentation. Right here in the left side there is a configuration. These are the, and the first is the storage, right, overview, right. If you wanted to store the file storage, this is the one, and console, AWS or any kind of, if you wanted to use HCD as a backend, or if you wanted to use in-memory, MySQL, all the configurations are here. You just go to the documentation and just as per the documentation you just configure, right. I am very curious to know about the how to configure DynamoDB, yeah, right. Storage DynamoDB, which region and what is the table and all the parameters you need to pass, as simple as that. And AWS level, of course you need to give permissions, this one. Now coming to the next, yeah, so vault server is started and I have configured everything, all good. Now whenever you start vault server, it is by default in the sealed mode. you need to unseal it. So sealed mode is what? By default it will be in the sealed mode as the very first step which must be performed, otherwise it won't let you go inside, even let you touch. Now unseal, what exactly you will unseal? For unsealing point of view, you will pass a multiple keys to create a master key. That master key will decrypt the another key, that key will decrypt another key, that the final second key will decrypt the actual data. So this is the unseal process. So we will try to understand. So once it is unsealed, you will be able to log in by using whatever the credential, whatever the authentication mechanism. Now next, see here, seal, unseal. So if you wanted to unseal, first step you need to perform a initialize. Here number of key shares threshold you are passing here. So what exactly it is means, this is a vault server in the sealed mode by default. Of course, you here in the previous step, key shares total 5 and threshold is 3 I given, right? So means out of 5 keys it will accept 3 keys. This should not be 5. You can configure any number of, you can give a number 3 and out of 2 means here 5 out of 3 you are passing. That means these 3 keys you have to enter 3 keys, then that will generate a master key. This is called a Shamir secret sharing algorithm. So if you can go and Google search for a Shamir secret sharing algorithm, right? Shamir algorithm, and this is the first one, which is the, right, this is the algorithm which uses internally. So what exactly it does is from the multiple keys it will generate a master key, and that master key will decrypt the another key. This key will decrypt the actual key which stores here. That key will decrypt the actual data of the vault server, so that its entire process called as an unseal process. So once it is done, then you will be able to log in with your root key or whatever the key you wanted to log in, right? So this is a seal unseal. If you go more detail here, as same step, vault server by default in a sealed state. Sealed state means vault will have some database which is called a vault storage. Vault storage actual data is encrypted with the one key ring. That key will be used by another master key, and this master key also stores along with the vault storage. Means you will pass a bunch of keys that will combine into a one key. That key will decrypt this key will decrypt this key, this one will decrypt the actual data. Then vault will unseal and will open. Something like whenever you buy an iPhone, it will be sealed, so you have to unseal it. Something like this is the word. Since vault is a sensitive information storage system, this is the what the unseal process. Now, yeah, of course this is 1, 2, 3, 4 as I explained. Now, what if you hosted this vault server in AWS, Azure or GCP? How this seal unseal process? Because you will be storing this number of keys into the KMS. So there is a feature called auto unseal, right? If you go to the documentation, and maybe in the examination they may ask this kind of questions, but just for the theory point of view, right, configuration point of view, seal, right? So seal unseal point of view, auto unseal, it is there. So maybe you can just search here auto unseal. Yeah, see, seal auto unseal. So maybe you can just search the documentation, you will be able to find it here, right? This is the what the concept for the cloud based workloads. But unseal process must be performed on any of the vault server, no matter where it's hosted. Now, so the steps. First vault server will be in the sealed mode, yes. After that, what you will do? You will do the init operation. For what purpose? You will be entering a multiple number of keys, the Shamir algorithm. Then after that, it will unseal. Then you will be able to log in. So whatever the unseal process means, seal to unseal process, in between we will be performing a init operation. Of course, initialize, like, right? Vault initialize is nothing but you are unsealing, as simple as that, right? So finally, when you are logging in, so you will enter a root key or GitHub key, any other authentication mechanism. Now Vault will run on a 8200 port, right? And Vault cluster 8201. If you wanted to perform some cluster operations, you need to use this. And whereas Vault also exposes a HTTP REST API. This is a REST API. So REST API is usually performed with a curl, and you will passing other certificate, right? So this is on a 443. And if you wanted to use a console as a database backend storage, console runs on a 8500. So you can explore the console documentation to understand more about that. Now it's a demo time. So here I have a Vagrant server, right? So let's go to the demo. Now first I have a one Linux server. So this is a Linux server. So, and how I provision Linux server is, there is a Vault server in the GitHub. I will share this link. I have provisioned this particular Linux server by using Ubuntu 22.04, which is the latest. And what are the installation scripts? Under the scripts, install Vault, and you go to the documentation, right? Under the docs, search for install Vault. So install Vault, right? So it will come here, and choose a Linux, and this is the one GPG key and sudo apt. This one you need to add, and sudo apt install a Vault and verify installation. So all this right? So the first install a Vault server. So here install a Vault server I did by using this, the same command I put it here. But as we have seen in the previous slide, right, configuration. So here until installation done, here this is the configuration, my Vault configuration, right? I will explain. And this is the once the Vault server is started. So started in the sealed mode. So this is done. So what I will do is, this server is running already. What I did, I have exposed this Vault server to the my host machine. So local host 8200, right? So when I open this, it's asking me to initialize. So I will go here, right? Say Vagrant SSH Vault. So this is a server. Then just bear with me a second, right? Clear. So Vault Ubuntu 22.04 LTS, which is a very latest, right? So now, so as a first step, so where is a Vault configuration is located, right? So if you go here, this is a Vault configuration file. So I'll go here, cat sudo su. So I wanted to log in as a root user. Now cat. So this is my Vault configuration file, where I have given as a file storage. This is my actual storage of my Vault server will be stored, and I have exposed as a TCP listener, which is this one, port 8200. It's not an HTTPS. So I can use of HTTPS as well, but this TLS certificate is with some different name, and my Chrome browser will block. So I need to, so for the local demo point of view, I expose 000. So instead of your address 000, you can put the your own IP address as well. So means whatever this server IP address you can put, so that you can access by using that IP address colon 8200, right? And a telemetry I don't want to expose, so these are commented. Is commented, console also commented, it's not required, right? And another important is a UI equal to true. So here I specified UI equal to true, hence it's allowing me over here. If I don't specify UI equal to true, then it won't work, right? So localhost, right? This is my Vault server. Now clear Vault. See, Vault is working fine in my system. Now go to the slide. Now init operation, as the first operation is the init. So you can go to the UI. So you can do it from here and as well as here as well. So here you can specify 5 and I want 3, or else you can 3 or you can give it 2. So it's your choice and based on your cluster setup. So what I will do is I I will go to the server, right? And so we will be doing a init operation under operator init. So init operation, so just remember Vault has a audit, auth, debug, kv, lease, all this. Out of that, so operator. So now clear. So Vault operator init. So when I did Vault operator init, right, which is this particular step, so it's generated 1 2 3 4 5 keys, and along with that one initial root token, and it is like Vault initiated 5 key shares and a key threshold of 3, means it's a default setting. Let me copy this. This is the most important. Notepad I have pasted here. So let's go here. So here if you go to the Vault documentation point of view, Vault project.io and documents, under the configuration, right, not commands, Vault operator, this is a Vault operator, and init operation I did, right? So under that you can pass key shares and k threshold as like you want, but here in this case I have not passed anything, so it took by default 5 and 3. So that means when I go to the UI, and various other operations are there based on your requirement, you can go and explore that, right? Now go to the Vault UI and just refresh it. So now Vault is still sealed. Why? Because I have a total 5 keys are here and one root token. So let me just separate here, right? So just make it separate so that we can easily visibility point of. So this is a root token. So I have to enter the 5 different keys here. So you can do it from the UI, all else you can do it. So I wanted to do it from the UI. So here key number 1, so any combination, so key number 1 copy and unseal key portion. So it's asking to enter a portion only, number 1 unseal, and 1 out of 3 keys are provided. And go to the Vault here, Vault status, right? So here what is unseal progress? Out of 3 keys, because total, see, seal type is a Shamir, yes, Shamir algorithm. Initialized, yes, we have initialized. Third one is a total shares, out 5, yes, it's generated the 5. And threshold is 3, yes, it's by default it's defined. And unseal progress 3 out of 1, means from the UI somebody entered a 1 portion, right? And it's showing you 1 out of 3. So now what I will do is, from here I will enter the second key. So what is a command to enter Vault? Same operator, so OPERA operator, and go to the documentation, right? Unseal. So we are trying to unseal. So this is a command you have to enter. So Vault operator unseal, and what you have to enter, go to the Notepad, and I entered first one. So you can enter anything. So I wanted to enter a 5th one, just any random combination. That's what the Shamir algorithm. So go here and paste it, enter, right? Now what is the Vault status? Out of 3, 2 are processed. So if you go here and refresh, also it will ask the same thing. It asking to enter the 2 keys are provided, enter the 3rd one. So unsealing process is basically unique across the cluster. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's quickly do that. Vault operator unseal, and I wanted to enter another key. So I'll just go here and write in my Notepad, right? And I wanted to enter the middle one, OT, just copy, put it here, unseal, boom. Now done. Now sealed, initialize. So sealed equal to false. So far it was a sealed equal to true. Now Vault has sealed. So Vault status, it's a clear. So now go to the UI and just refresh it. So what it's asking, sign in to the vault. Sign in by using a token, LDAP, username, Okta, JWT, GitHub, or any kind of a, this is the again authentication mechanism, right? So here I have a key. So this is a root key which starts with a HVS. So I will copy, paste. Yes, now I am inside the Vault UI. So it's clearly showing that you are using a root token. So let me see that. See, Vault login, and it's asking me for the token. I already since copied, I pasted, and see. So here if you observe, token start with HVS and with the AS7. So go to here and with the A7. So whatever the token I have entered, that token is showing. And my token duration, what is the duration? It's a infinity. So right, so since it's a root token, so is it a token renewable? It won't renew. And it has a root permission, root policies, nothing but RBAC. And identity policies, no. So everything is blank. That means whoever this guy has a full permissions. That's what the it generated. But usually this key will be kept very, very confidential, because only admins only will be used. So this is the about that. And Vault will be able to see the unsealed status over here. And if you wanted to manually sign out, you can sign out, and it will ask you for the root token, right? And you can do the same thing from the command line as well, whatever I see now. And if you restart the server, it will ask you for the unsealed passwords. So right, then next. So this is all about the, so let's go here. So it's unsealed and logged in and UI. So we have seen all the steps, right? Now what I will do is I will go here and I will get out of my Vault server, right? And Vagrant halt Vault. So I am stopping my Vagrant server, right? So it's a graceful shutdown, and I will just pause the video. Yeah, it's done. So now Vagrant status. So Vault is powered off. So now you go here to the UI and try to refresh. So its page is not displayed. So now what I will do is I will cd. Now I'm in my Mac machine. So how to install the Vault server in the Mac machine? If not, it's a Ubuntu server. So how to install that? So for Mac, it's a very, very simple, right? So in the Vault, it's there. Yes, I already installed in the Mac. How I installed? Brew install Vault. By using this command, I have installed since already installed. So if I wanted to use Vault in my local, there is a concept called in a dev server mode. So how to do that? So here, clear. So Vault, just enter, and so we have seen operator is used for all operation tasks. Next one is a Vault. So Vault server -dev. So whenever you run Vault server dev and enter, basically Vault will run on your local machine on 8200 port, where cluster is 8201 as we have seen, whereas it will use in-memory, internal memory. So what exactly it is? So if I go to this link, right, this is running from my local machine, but as soon as I clicked on this 8200 URL, it's directly asking me for the token, but it's not asking me for the seal unseal. Why? Because you read this warning. Whenever you run a Vault server as a dev server, it will use us in memory. It's not for the production, just for the development purpose, where you can utilize. And whereas unseal key is this, root token is this. So I will copy this root token, go here, sign in. Yes, I can see. So this is running as a locally. And whereas if you wanted to use from the CLI, go to the create a new duplicate tab, and you have to export this variable in your local environment, of course in the vault server as well, wherever you want to use. So this is my vault address. Now vault status, is it a sealed? No, it's not sealed. Why? Because already automatically unsealed. Why? Because I am running as a dev server mode. So herely it's clearly mentioned, starts unsealed with a single unseal key. So only with just one unseal key. So how you wanted to seal it here, you can go it here, right? And you can restart, or you can sign out, or you can do the you can restart the vault server. So automatically it will unseal and it will ask you, right? And here if you wanted to log in, vault login, right, it will ask for the token. Where is the token? Token is here, which is HBS, and just copy, go here, enter. Yeah, so again this is a different token which is ends with a K4. This is also token duration is infinity, and there are no policies, etc. Yeah, that's it for this particular session point of view, and all the commands are here. I need not to note down all these commands. Why? Because all the commands whatever I told, it's available here. So it's a redundancy if you are copying here. So it's better all the commands are here, right? So yeah, that's it for this particular session point of view, and upcoming sessions are Vault Certified Associate. We will go into those topics, and until then, see you. Bye bye. Let me know what you guys think about this particular session, what you feel, comment it what you feel, and share, subscribe. That's it. Thank you. Bye bye.